Hi there. So I'm Taryn Fuller, and I'm going to be talking about making healthy choices, and that is part of the NEHS number 5 standard 555, choosing a healthy option when making a decision. And I thought that this would go perfectly with grades 3 through 5. So for your introductory activity, I thought, what better way than to ask a thought-provoking question? So you can have a frozen slide on your smartboard or your projector, and you can ask, for example, would you rather eat a whole tray of fruits and veggies or all you can eat pizza, and why? After that, I would have a few students share their thoughts on that and discuss which one is the good decision versus the bad, and how each option can either positively or negatively affect them. That kind of ties into there are good and bad consequences for every good and bad choice or action. After that, I would suggest doing a circle reading. I chose the book Just Try One Bite by Adam Mansbach and Camila Alves McConaughey. Kind of about the book. It is about a little boy who sees his parents' bad habits or bad decisions, their bad diet choices. And although he has to eat healthy, they get to eat junk food and things that are bad for them. And so he's begging them all through the book, please try this broccoli. Please try this healthy food. It's so yummy. You'll love it. Just try one bite. And how does it apply? It applies because the child sees the good and bad choices that they're making. And we want our students to be able to do the same. Therefore, we can kind of decipher for them the child is making the right decision in offering his parents healthy foods, while the parents are making a bad decision by eating unhealthy foods, having an unhealthy diet, while having their child still eat healthy. So the goal of reading this is to just kind of lay that foundation for good and bad decisions, especially in their diet. So after the circle reading, you can do a fun activity with good and bad decisions. So before class, the prep that you need to do is to you need to print out some illustrations of good and bad decisions, print them out, laminate them, glue them to some popsicle sticks, and then you can pass them out at random to your class. And you can ask, who has a good decision, and they'll hold it up. Who has a bad decision, and they'll hold that one up. And even if they're wrong, still discuss if it's a good decision, bad decision, and why. How does it positively or negatively affect them if they do that good or bad decision? After that, you can check for understanding by making a chart on the board after you play the popsicle stick illustration activity. And kind of as they raise up their cards, put each illustration into like a category of good or bad or we don't know. And then after that, you can have them find solutions or make changes to make all of those a positive consequence or positively affect the individual. So then taking it a step further, you can then ask students what good or bad decisions they made this today or this last week or this last month or anything like that, and ask them how it affected them, whether it's positive or negative, and what they could have done differently. So for your closing activity, you can play a little game, and this does incorporate physical education. So before you play the game, secretly choose 2 students to be your bad decision makers. You don't want the other students to know that these 2 are not going to be following the directions. But then you can begin playing a game of Simon Says, and all but the 2 secret students will be focusing on the teacher, doing what they're supposed to. I mean, you know how Simon Says works, everyone does. The goal is to do exactly what Simon says. But these 2 secret students will go out of their way to make sure they are doing the absolute opposite, not following directions. And you want to make it very clear to them that they need to basically make a scene and make it very known that they are not following. So after that, you can discuss how their bad students negatively affected them, talking about the two seeker students that are not following directions. You can talk about how maybe they were disrupting their own learning, they were disrupting um, the classroom and the game, or how it makes them seem untrustworthy because they're not making good choices. So incorporating active learning. So in all these activities in this whole lesson, we are incorporating active learning by deeper thinking and creating solutions, problem solving, um, and um, interacting with our peers. So then incorporating physical activity, like I said, Simon Says incorporates physical activity because you get those students out of their seat, and for your Simon Says, you can have them jump up and down, you can have them run in place, spin around. Anything that incorporates physical activity can be incorporated into the Simon Says game. Unless you're those two bad students that probably not be doing, exactly what you say, but they will still be getting that movement in and up out of their seats and having a good time. So supplies and materials that I used for this assignment or this lesson, the book, Just Try One Bite, and then the laminated illustrations of good and bad health decisions, taped to popsicle sticks for that activity. And then you'll want your whiteboard or smartboard to make that chart and to write down anything of importance that you think needs to be up there for them to see. So then there are my references. And I thank you very much for listening to me. Have a great day.